It's quite interesting there. As we have Brimaz coming down, and Xenagos from Kris King. He will be making mana, and Miziumorta is going to take care of that Brimaz here. Coming in with the Bluegranos, dropping Josh to 15. Kris King with a pretty aggressive start here. Being able to play that Xenagos and the Miziumorta in the same turn to take care of that Brimaz, it's going to put Josh clearly on the defensive here. He's going to need to find an answer to that Xenagos.
To the Xenagos and the Polocranos.
And the Polocranos.
Yeah, if he does end up just dealing with the Xenagos this turn, the next turn he's still taking 5. But Boros Reckoner is actually
a pretty good answer to it, I think. Can kill the Plukranos if need be. Can go after the Xenagos, and Plukranos not the best blocker of Boros Reckoner. So a fairly strong play from Josh. But let's see if Kris King's going to use that Doomblade on the Reckoner if he has the black, which currently
I don't think he does. Yeah, what we can see though is use the Xenagos for mana. And Monstrous Polocranos for 2, targeting the mana whatsoever twice, and then the Boros Reckoner actually can't trade for. Oh, I lied. He can trade.
Oh, for the Plukranos?
Because he does get Delta damage.
Always trade for the Plukranos. Looks like Kris King's going to opt for Miziumorta, however, taking out the Boros Reckoner. Josh thinking, I imagine he's going to have to go after the Xenagos here.
I'm guessing so, putting him to 1 and then making it so it will be easier for him to remove later on in this.
Well, actually, Kris King made a Satyr token there, so he did not plus the Xenagos up to 5. That Boros Reckoner will be able to take out that Xenagos if it desires.
Oh, right, because it was dealt force, not just the amount of damage.
And he does. So there, down goes Xenagos. In comes the Plukranos and the Satyr token here. Josh thinking, and he's just going to take 7 here. He's going to want that mana. And I believe that is a Scavenging Ooze from Kris King. Josh, what does he got? He's looking at his grip. How does he answer the Plukranos, the Satyr token, and the Scavenging Ooze?
And that's the kind of problem I have with any sort of mid-range deck of this sort, where it just has trouble. If it ever gets behind, it just has troubles getting back in the game.
Right, no Supreme Verdict type of cards.
Right. I think the one way he can is like Elspeth, but he's 2 mana away from that at this point.
Right. As you see, he's missed a land drop this game.
Yeah. And the Johnny Mentor of Heroes, even though it's a great card, doesn't actually protect itself, doesn't control the board state at all. It just draws you cards. Or puts counters on your dudes, which isn't necessarily enough to control the board state.
He could be running that Sliver. I'm thinking maybe as just carry it to number 5. Could he be doing that?
He might be, yeah. He has another Dork, but at that point, maybe it's just better to run Ambush Mystic. I'm not sure.
I would assume so. And Josh thinking here, how do I claw my way back into this game? He's at 8. He realistically, he has to deal with that Plukranos. And there's a Voyaging Satyr from Josh. Voyaging Satyr, we've seen it a little bit of play with that Nykthos. And I believe that was a Magma Spray from Josh.
Magma Spray on the Scavenging Ooze. But no, it went to his graveyard, so I'm guessing it was a Miziumortars. I think it was 2 mana. It was 2 mana. It was a 2 mana.
Miziumortars, yeah, probably. And in is coming Plukranos, monstering Plukranos, taking out the 1/1 blocker, and
that's
he
gonna
shows
be
his hand.
yeah.
A couple of Elspeths there. Johnny, nothing to deal with that Plukranos. An aggressive start from Kris King, mopping up game 3, round 3 against.
And that's kind of the power of Polocranos too, is that even though it's good as a removal spell, it's a good efficient creature, a lot of times it just eats a removal spell, but when it doesn't, it dealt 15 damage.
5/5 for 4.
5/5 for 4. It
just becomes a 7/7.
It just gets there if they don't have the removal spell.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Polocranos is you can just run it down on turn 3, and if they don't have a removal spell for it, it's pretty much not going to get blocked.
Yeah, not ever.
Not ever.
And also it acting as a removal spell is just insane value usually.
Taking out the mana dorks, getting in the damage, stopping them from playing nasty things like Elspeth.
Definitely.
Pretty good card. I played a lot of red-green monsters, and that's definitely an all-star.
Yeah, double green is actually probably a good reason to play that card too, just for the extra devotion if you're playing the devotion.
Yeah, absolutely. Nykthos, be able to get to your nasty cards a little bit faster.
Color Beast, shudders.
Ugh.
So yeah, we'll be bringing you our round 3 here pretty shortly. That was our game 3. Jund Monsters versus Big Naya. Kris being able to take it with Jund Monsters, just getting a really fast start. So we'll be back soon. Stay tuned and